Okay guys, welcome to another Merlin approved. We are here at Powerhouse Gym in Las Vegas, one of our favorite gyms. And today's Independence Day, so happy Independence Day to everybody. Today, Dave and I are going to train some triceps for you. I have a pretty cool workout plan. What we're gonna do is make this into a superset day. So I'm gonna pick 4 supersets. On the first exercise of each superset, I'm gonna use one of my intensity techniques. And then on the second exercise, it's gonna be more of a pumping movement. So we're gonna really tear down those fibers of the first movement and then get a lot of blood into the muscle in the second movement. Should be a fun workout. Hope you guys enjoy it. Okay guys, for the first superset, what we're gonna do is what we like to call a Merlin incline push out, which is here on the incline bench. You'll see how I perform those. We're gonna do those. I'm actually gonna hold the stretch position on that movement for 4 seconds on every single rep. On the first set I did the negatives, but I wanna do the stretch position for you guys on camera. And then we're gonna move right here to a standard rope push down, but you're gonna see I keep my hands close together and we'll go for a little bit higher reps on the second movement to pump a lot of blood into it. Very intense superset.
I'll watch you, but you watch me do I do twice a week. Sundays and Wednesdays. Yeah. I did mine on Monday, so now I'll do mine like maybe Thursday. Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Okay, now we're gonna move into our next superset, but we're gonna just do it on this one machine. And what we're gonna do is a Smith machine Merlin close grip bench press. You'll watch Dave do these and you can see how the hand and the elbow positioning is a little bit different than the standard close grip bench press. And that's gonna be the first exercise. He's gonna use a 4-second negative on every single rep. Once he completes that set, he's then gonna go to the standard grip for close grip bench presses. I'm gonna drop the weight a little bit because we wanna get a little higher reps, and then he's gonna pump out at least another 15 reps to pump a lot of blood in there after doing all that fiber damage. So when we're doing the Merlin version, you can see that he has his elbows positioned, his arms rotated slightly outward so the elbows are out at the bottom rather than close to his body. This will actually hit the long head of the tricep a little bit harder and takes a lot of the shoulders and the chest out of the movement. Get a little bit better tricep isolation. And again, he used those 4-second negatives. I'm going to drop the weight for him. Now he's going to go to a more of a standard grip, and he's going to pump them without the negatives and just force as much blood as possible into the muscle. Still totally under control, not bouncing the weight, and he's muscling it. Excellent set. All right, so we're going back to the cables for the third superset. We're gonna work unilaterally, which you guys, if you've watched my videos before, you know that I love to do. single arm, single leg movements. What we're gonna do is a side tricep extension, which you'll see how I do that when I demonstrate it. Make sure you really watch the positioning of my body, how I keep my torso, and where the elbow is in relation to my head, because these are very important points for you to get a full range of motion, which we wanna do. On the first movement, I'm actually gonna hold the contracted position for 4 full seconds on each rep, go for about 8 to 10 reps. And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna do something that I like to call a concentration pushdown, which it mimics a concentration curl, but the opposite, doing with the triceps. So this is a very, very tough superset. You're gonna get a great pump, great burn. Give it a try in your own workouts. And so you guys know, I'm not only holding this in position, I'm squeezing the tricep as hard as I can, which I call hypercontracting. Come on. That's it for me, guys. Failure. Drop the weight by 10. Here's the position for the concentration push down. I'm going to drop it again. I want to get some more reps. All right, now we're on to the final superset. I'm gonna keep working unilaterally to finish things off. This is gonna be a real basic one using dumbbells. The first movement is going to be a lying tricep extension, of course using only one arm at a time. And we're gonna use a 4-second negative on that movement. And then we're gonna go into a basic dumbbell kickback with the same arm. Try to get about 12, 13, 14, 15 reps, somewhere in that range, just to get a lot of blood in the muscle once again. And again, this is a great way to finish off a workout, and give it a try in your own workouts. So as you can see, he's got his palm facing inward towards his head, allowing him to bring the dumbbell down to the side of his head, which gives a little bit better range of motion than the barbell generally. He's using a nice controlled negative, like I said, and a controlled push to the top. Keeping the elbow in place. Up. Now he's going to move into the dumbbell kickback. Same arm. More. He's using good standard form. As you can see, his elbow stays in place. He's not throwing it back. He's using the tricep to bring it back. Great isolation movement, if not done too heavy. Okay. There we go.
Merlin, did you get any good questions this week?
Yeah, I love getting good Ask Merlin questions. Somebody actually emailed me this question, and it actually goes back to something that I wrote about in an article. God, it must go back 10, 12 years. And they asked me, they said, hey, I remember you wrote an article once about something called a rotating body part split. Can you remind me what that was about? Funny that whoever this was is asking me about this years later, but I do find that a lot of people find some of my old articles and they read them, and then I got questions about them. So what I meant by the rotating split was something that I came up with a long time ago, because a lot of people, they'll ask, how many days a week should I train? 3, 4, 5, 6, what's the best way to go? And I don't really necessarily think there's a best way. It really depends on the person. It depends on your schedule, depends on your lifestyle, depends on how much time you have for training, how much time you have to rest. Because obviously if you're somebody who's working 2 jobs and getting 5 hours of sleep a night, working out 6 days a week isn't gonna give you much in the way of progress. So this is something I tried myself before I wrote about it. Going back a long time ago when I owned my own gym back in New York, I would do a lot of experimentation on myself and with my clients. So what I meant by the rotating split was, instead of coming up with just, I'm going to train 4 days a week or I'm going to train 5 days a week, how about rotating it? So let's say the first week you train only 3 days. You do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, split the body parts up accordingly so that maybe you're doing, I think I was doing like chest back one day, legs one day, and then shoulders and arms on the 3rd day. And I did that for a full week and I got 4 days rest in between. Then the second week, I jumped to a 4-day split where I trained on Monday, Tuesday, took off Wednesday, trained Thursday, Friday, took off the weekend. And then again, I split up my body parts. So I was still training everything 1 day per week. The following week, I went to a 5-day split, which was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, trained Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And what I did with that split was I would take my weakest 2 body parts and I would hit those twice during that week, and the other body parts were only once a week. And then for the final week, I actually went to a 6-day split. So I was training Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, training Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And during that time, I actually think I trained every body part twice a week. So I actually doubled up on the workouts. Like the same thing I trained on Monday, again, I trained on Thursday, and so on. And then I went back to the 3-day split, and I rotated like this for a few months. And I actually found that it was not only very, very effective, but it was really, really psychologically, really, really cool, because you just did something completely different every single week. You were in the gym a different amount of days. And it just was, I found a very interesting way to train, because this way it kind of like took the guesswork out of how many days a week should I train. Now some weeks, I got more rest than others, and then of course on that brutal week was a 6-day, training 6 days during the week was an absolutely brutal week. But I tried to make sure on that week that my calories were higher, that I got more rest. So I tried to also adjust my nutrition and the rest that I got to according to the schedule. I only did it for maybe about, I think it was like 3 or 4 months or something like that. And then I began to realize that with my schedule, it was really hard for me to even train 6 days a week. Was getting very, very difficult for me. 3 days didn't feel like enough. So I always settled in on 4 to 5 days a week, which was pretty much what I still do today. And today I'm pretty much at 4 days. So that was the rotating split. If you guys have the time to try something like this, I encourage you to do so, because like I said, it's very effective, it's very interesting, and it definitely keeps training fresh. So if you actually do try it, write me back and let me know how it went, because I'd be interested to know. And before I leave, I just want to say thank you to Hide from Dave and I, and Iris from Dave and I, for welcoming us to Powerhouse Gym, as they always do. Happy Independence Day, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video.